They're doing that.
He's saying it should get an advantage of us.
Nah, it don't.
We are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, there's many different devices. CIA, infiltration, all right? How did Matthew Crooks get an assault rifle on top of a rooftop that was 440 feet approximately away from the Trump? That's closer than the snipers were to the next rooftop. And there was a ladder there. 30 minutes before, people were warning, look, there's somebody on there with a gun. Now, who heads the CIA? I forgot her name, but it was a woman, and she's appointed by Joe Biden. The Secret Service is appointed by Joe Biden. If you look around his detail, there was a bunch of women there. Now, look at practicality standpoint. When you hire Secret Service, they're supposed to be much bigger than you. Trump is 6'4". One of the main security details was a woman that was in her like 5-something. The one that was bumbling her gun, didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was set up for us to put the most incompetent agents around him, all right, that this assassination could go off without a hitch, right? But,
Second Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11.
right.
He's saying it should get an advantage of us. For we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, so that was a particular counsel for that guy to get taken out that day, all right? We have an incompetent agent. We have the assault rifle. I'm gonna tell you something about that. There was somebody in the military that said he was the first day on the military. He was about 200 yards out. He never shot an assault rifle. He had it down the scope, and the first shot was a bullseye. That shot was supposed to be a chip shot. It was supposed to be a chip shot. But again, we're just going by the accounts that we heard. Local law enforcement climbed up on the stairs, and Matthew Crooks turned the sniper around, turned the rifle around. The law enforcement quickly went back down, and he immediately started taking that shot. Trump turned his head at that nanosecond and skimmed his ear. That was the first 3 bullets, because when you shoot it, 3 goes off. Then he shot another 2, okay? One person was injured, another person was killed. But when you look at that, it tells you, again, you got first image? Sorry. Can you get first image 26? That the Most High ultimately is in control. You can actually read Lamentations.
Lamentations what?
Yeah, Lamentations 3:37.
Yeah, Lamentations 3 verse 37. Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass when the Lord commandeth him not?
Right. So, if the Lord wanted him dead that day, he would have been dead that day. All right. So it's a lot of bullshit. A lot of information is going out there, but we do know this. Those are real bullets. Somebody really got shot and died. You know, it really took off flesh. Okay?
The reason why what happened with Kennedy in the 60s, there was no cell phones. There was no footage coming from different angles.
Right.
The same way it happened in 1979, going into 1980 when Ronald Reagan, aka the Red Baron, aka the Hollywood actor, turned president, turned politician, turned president. He didn't want George H. Bush Sr. to be his running mate.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's footage of Ronald Reagan's assassination, right?
Attempt.
His assassination attempt, all right? Look at the Secret Service back then in 79, which I believe that's going to happen. No,
It was 81, wasn't it?
80,
around that time.
About 80, 81, because he didn't, because
After Ronald Reagan assassination.
Ronald Reagan was elected president. He got out of office in 1988. He did 8 years. Then that's when George Bush Sr., who was the vice president, became the president. So it had to be like at around 70, 79, early 80 when he got shot. Because he was running the presidency at the time.
But was he the acting president at the time?
No.
March 30th, 1981.
So he wasn't the acting president at the
It says
time.
President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, was shot in.
Okay, well,
So he wasn't acting, he was the
all
president.
right, well, the president does have a high security detail, but when you look at that footage, as soon as that guy shot, boom, everybody was on him. He was jumping on top of him. That guy it was like that. It was done like that. But if you look at this one, it was super incompetent. Now again, Trump is not the standing president, but still, the incompetence is like, yo, let's get the worst of the worst.
One more thing I want to mention.
Get a bunch of fuck-ups around him.
One more thing.
Before a person reached there, the Secret Service supposed to have everything planned out. The heights of buildings, where one person will most likely take a shot at, how people walking up, all of that supposed to be covered already.
Yeah, and they showed the diagram too. Man's was parked way out. He was parked. So how were you able to walk from where you could park all the way up to that roof with an assault rifle and no one saying anything? What, brother?
He made a statement saying he was told it. Proverbs 20, verse 18. Every purpose is established by counsel. And with good advice, make war.
That's right.
So it should have been a council. Okay, who's going to guard Trump? Who's going to be over here? Who's going to be watching this? Who's going to be watching that?
It was a
And
council.
with good advice, make war.
It was a council.
That's self-explanatory. So before you make the situation, you got to have good advice. You got to have a good counsel. So the whole thing was sloppy. And I've seen the video with Reagan assassination thing. It was on it. The person that stood out, I was like, yo, it took them long as hell to get Trump.
They want him dead.
That lady, the head of the Secret Service, she says she wants the force to be 30% female. So she's heavy on that woke shit. But the thing is this, man. Equal opportunity, but it shouldn't be equal outcome.
Right.
If you put a woman in that position and role, that means you disqualified a man that was more than capable. I've seen Secret Service in real life. Years ago, my mom graduated. These guys were huge. I'm talking about when they bent, because the mayor I think was stopping by. The guy turned like that, big ass fucking AK was sticking through a peacoat. Like that's how they should look. When Trump fell, the woman had her head down.
She was
He's supposed
scared.
to be covering his head.
She was scared. She was hiding behind the men. You ain't see that video? She was independent. She was hiding behind the men. One more thing I want to say before I get up this little assassination from Ronald Reagan is this right here. George H.W. Bush Sr. was the head of the CIA before he became the vice president. You do the knowledge. He was the head of the CIA.
So when they shot at Trump, right? When they shot at Trump, say, hey, wait a minute, let me get my shoe. Now, when they shoot, they supposed to force you down. It's not no wait a minute, and he had the nerve to take this picture.
Well, the thing with
They showed the picture.
the thing with Trump is Trump is very savvy, right? Everything is about optics.
Right.
Everything is about optics. He saw an opportunity in that. It was complete chaos.
Right.
But the lasting optics plays a lot in your mind. Think about this. If Trump left covered up like that into
Right.
a van, it's
Right.
much different than if he left like this.
Right.
It's all optics, bro. That
weak.
right there hurt the other side more than anything. Because they got this picture frame now where you got this guy's like fight and it blood on him. It's just
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Now he got a pair of sneakers saying fight with a Trump with fist with his
I got something.
Trump with his
real quick.
fist in the
Check
air.
this out. My brother said the woman that was supposed to be head of the Secret Service is head of the Secret Service.
Yeah, it's a woman, and she was just in the private sector working for Pepsi, and then she just got back working for the Secret
Now
Service.
he said she wanted to be 30%
30% female. She
Now
was.
check this out.
Yeah.
Now there's something called vasopressin, right? Vasopressin is a hormone that affects both men and women, but may have stronger effects on men due to its interaction with testosterone. It's produced by the hypothalamus that's in the brain and released into the bloodstream by the pituitary gland, also in the brain. And your bloodstream is your circulatory system. Now, let's look at something else. Vasopressin,
The hypothalamus is also your thermostat to your body.
Controls the body. Yeah.
now vasopressin is associated with many different things. Check this out, that's what I'm saying.
No. Sorry.
Vasopressin AI overview on Google, right? Vasopressin is a neuropeptide that affects social behaviors in animals and humans, can play a role in physical mobilization and defense aggression in male mammals. It gives you many different things, but one thing is defensive barriers. Vasopressin can support behaviors like safeguarding and territory protection. That's why it's better to have a male guard than a female guard.
You remember that shooting that took place in that department store? It was like, there's many different, but the point is this: when it happened, men instinctively started jumping and protecting the guy that got shot, the firefighter. He instinctively jumped and protected his daughter. A woman's instinct is
Duck and hide.
duck and hide, and that's what she did. Like when that shit happened, these guys instinctively jumped and was willing to sacrifice their lives, and she instinctively was looking for protection.
She's hiding behind the toilet Secret Service, and she was on this like this, holding like this.
You see it mentioned,
Okay.
I'm talking about before that. There's a freeze frame of her like that.
yeah. You see it mentioned mate guard. It's like you in a gym, a guy, or somebody might be looking at my girl and you kiss my girl to make sure nobody trying to talk to her. But you keep reading, it says a lot of things. Vasopressin is associated with physical and emotional mobilization. When you mobilize, you prepare to fight. And helps support vigilance. Vigilance means what? To be aware. And behaviors needed for guarding a partner or territory, as well as other forms of adaptive self-defense.
In other words, men and women aren't equal. Men are built for certain things. This is how come a man will go to war. All right?
Exactly.
We have faster. We build muscle faster, faster twitch muscles. Yo, you don't understand. A fucking 12-year-old guy can beat up a grown woman.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different bone density and nothing can change that. But this warped reality here in America is showing you time and time again that this fucked up ideology, all right, of trying to make men and women equal.
Right.
Yo, that shit can lead to the end of your
Well,
life.
listen, being that you said that they want to make men and women equal, they are right now, today, they're going to have, soon, they're going to enforce the women to go fight. Young women to fight. And God's going to say, well, I'm gay. No, you're fighting too, pal. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all going down to fight. You know what I'm saying? They're all going to get drafted.
That's a sign of America falling down. That's
Yeah.
America going down.
Yeah.
Because if they put,
That's what they talking about.
That's what the brother's saying.
Yeah.
These are just signs of America going down because if you're supposed to be the president, presidential candidate, and you got, you know, if you're supposed to be guarding you as a woman, that you gotta understand that a president is the representation. The ruler, I'll tell you what, the ruler is likened unto his people. That's not going to
so is the
as the king, so are his people. So if you got a ruler and you got your army, which are citizens, the people of this nation in which he reigns over, if in that military you got women, if in Secret Service you got women, that's a sign of the weakness of your kingdom.
Right.
It's indicative of America going down. Look at what it said. Everything is all about optics.
Right.
Like you ever seen them images of those chicks during the Olympics with their fists up in the air? That's in the 60s. It symbolizes black power.
Right,
The
right.
fist symbolizes power and strength. When Ali used to knock somebody out, you go like this.
Right.
You just knock them down.
Right.
Put your arms up in the air and symbolize power.
Right.
Kobe hit a game winner, his arms up like this.
Right.
That symbolizes victory. So if you got women like this,
Yeah.
or you got Trump like that,
Right.
as I meant to say, that shows you that's a symbol like, yo man, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
That's people gonna look at him now.
Yeah.
He basically got this election won. He got it back.
And I'll say
I
this
think all that
too.
was staged anyway.
Nah.
Whether it is or
Nah, you
isn't,
can't,
it's a full purpose.
even if you stage it, you can't say turn your head perfectly at the second for this bullet. This,
They got tronics that
No,
that
but
can pitch. You
sometimes,
know,
brothers, nah, brother,
push
it's
a
not.
button or something like that.
What was staged, brother? What was staged,
Hold on,
brother,
one
was
second.
the media with all the different all the different assumptions. He was a lone wolf. He had 3 people with him. Now all of a sudden, it was attack from Iran trying to commit an assassination attempt. No, it was planned by the CIA, man.
Right.
Let's say we have
So
hat?
sometimes, brothers, it's not as complex as you might
Yeah.
think. Like it's a high-tech bullet that's blown off.
Right.
The guy took shots, and it's in the scriptures. Sometimes the Most High appoint leaders of other nations to fulfill a particular purpose. Was that it mentioned Cyrus? Some real quick,
that's,
Isaiah
Isaiah.
45. I want to make a quick point real quick. Isaiah 45, I believe, for 1. See if it mentions Cyrus in there, because I want to make a point like that. Got it? All right.
Isaiah 45:1.
Okay.
Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus.
Whoa. So the Lord anointed Cyrus. Now Cyrus was of another nation, but he had a specific purpose for the Most High. Read it.
Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden. And that word they're holding, the priest says strengthen.
Wow. So the Most High lifted up a particular a heathen of another nation. I'm going to tell you something about Cyrus. His name is mentioned about 150 years before he was on the scene. All right? It was 150 or 200, but it was over 100 years before he was mentioned. So the Most High saying, look, I'm going to send a person from a particular nation. I'm going to be with him. I'm going to protect him for my particular purpose. Now, when you go into the story of King Cyrus, it was Astyages was his uncle?
I think Astyages was his grandfather.
Something to that effect. He's mentioned in the book of Bell and the Dragon. He was a Mede. And somebody came to him with a vision saying this person is gonna overthrow you, being King Cyrus. So he had plot to get King Cyrus killed, right? King Cyrus was then led away, but the person that was supposed to kill him couldn't do it. All right? They couldn't do it. Old Proverbs 16:1, they didn't do it. They instead swapped another baby. And Astyages believed that King Cyrus was dead, but guess what? He wasn't dead. And ultimately he grew up.
Yeah, Astyages.
Yep. His grandfather. Yep. And he had a somebody came to him with a vision to kill Cyrus. And he did attempt that. He gave one of his generals the order to go have him get eaten. And that particular general did not fulfill that, and he was ultimately eaten.
When you go into the history, his daughter, he had a dream of his daughter, like vine was coming out of her vagina. His dream was symbolized that something else was going to come from her, was going to take over his kingdom.
Right.
Isaiah 45:1. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand have I holden, meaning strengthened, to subdue nations before him.
Yes. So see that the Most High can use a particular nation, and he did do that. He was not assassinated. He grew up and fulfilled the role. Ultimately, when the Medo-Persian came to take over Babylon, the Persian Empire stood over. Now, what was King Cyrus important in implementing? Sending us back to Jerusalem. He gave that decree. Now, a lot of Jake didn't want to go back because, Jake was living well in Babylon. But that's what the Most High could use somebody of another nation for whatever particular purpose. And yes, I first speaking as a man, I believe they were really trying to kill him, but the fact that his head was turned at that last minute, somebody put that in his mind to look at that Tron right at the last second, right? Well, let's read it. Proverbs 16:1. I'm gonna go back.
Proverbs 16 verse 1. The preparation of the heart in men, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Exactly. So the Most High put it in Trump's mind to look at that thing at that last minute. The Most High put it in the sniper's mind to shoot at that. Everything was orchestrated of the Heavenly Father. But, as we brought out in 1 Samuel 2:6, he was not appointed to die at that time. And the Most High kept him alive for we don't know what purpose, but the Most High could use that dude, we believe, to get us in that World War III situation.
Right.
Because if you notice, he does a lot of things, as the Apostle Paul says, off script. He'll go against the military-industrial complex, companies like Northrop Grumman, I'm talking about the military. Because remember, there's no war. Like the Democratic Party, there's always, as soon as Biden got in, back to war, right? Because war is profit. But that's like a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So, and not only that though, certain people in big tech, like he'll go after, so he'll do all candid shit. I'm not saying he's not controlled because he's pro-Israel. He still works at the behest of the so-called Jew, but he does do things sometimes off script, if you will, for lack of a better term. But the Most High is going to use this dude. Let's see. That was huge. Right. That was, even if, no matter what you think, in terms of like belief, a lot of people are saying, damn, that had to be God.
Right.
That right there just showed like, holy shit, like we had this plan, a lot to touch them.
Right.
Like the elites are probably on the other side, because they do fight with each other. That's one thing we have to get straight. They do war with each other. I'm talking about Rothschild versus Rothschild. Just like if you watch Game of Thrones, it's about ruling. It's about families trying to sit on the throne, but they make deals with each other. They cut each other, stuff like that. That happens. That plays out here. The Clintons might go against the Bushes and stuff like that. That plays out here.
And they all fear the elite, the Iron Bank.
All right. Go ahead.
The Iron Bank is a shadow that lends to all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up real quick? This is Daniel 4:17. For this has been decreed by the message. Oh, Shalakia, bring it on the NLT. And then KJV. Shalakia, it says, Daniel 4:17. The matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Right, so the Most High is the one who's setting up kings and rulers. And think about it, the Most High put Esau on top of that. He's the most base, brutish. So we really doing whatever the Most High wants.
Right.
And that right there, that man turned his head out that last second, that Buddha, that right there is the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That right there is the Most High. And it's going to be very interesting. In other words, there's a lot more uncertainty of what's to happen. Because a lot of the elites was like, okay, let's keep Biden in, let's keep the wars going.
Right.
But if this guy gets in, there's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of shit can get played around. This guy, Alex Jones, is saying, look, because Alex Jones warned him. They said, he said, look, they tried locking you up. They tried the conviction thing, the rape thing, all these different things. They're going to teach you. Now they're going to try to take your life, and they did try to take it. Now, this is again Alex Jones saying, he said, prepare possibly for even an attack on the White House.
So say that again. Attack with what?
If he gets in, prepare possibly for even an attack on the White House. So
Let me say this: whether it was an actual assassination attempt or false, it did what it's supposed to do.
Right.
The fact that he survived, the fact that he's running for president, the fact that he survived, the fact that you have the optics of a man like this with blood coming down the side of his face, it did what it's supposed to do. It don't matter. It did what it's supposed to do. Everybody, whether it was a false attempt or an actual attempt, it did what it's supposed to do. You know?
So in other words, you're playing out what the Most High is doing.
Exactly. Right. Okay. That's it.
yeah, that was it. That was just to prove the point that the Most High
Controls everything.
Yeah, even King Alexander,
Right.
there's an account of Josephus, because Alexander is mentioned in the book of Daniel, that when he came to sack, because when King Alexander took over, what he was doing was what we call today westernizing the world. You know how most people, like, when you go around the world, they try to make their country look like Manhattan, and they have like westernized philosophies. Well, that's nothing new. The Greeks were doing that back then. Alexander would take over a country and you'd have to adopt Greek philosophies.
Right.
Now, when he went to Israel, we didn't come out with arms, we didn't come out with nothing like that. We came out priests, white robes. And Alexander knelt to the priests of Jerusalem. He could have easily sacked Jerusalem, took us over, whatever. He had the manpower to do it.
Right.
And his generals around him saying, why are you kneeling to this individual? He said, I'm not kneeling to him, I'm kneeling to his power. And they went in there, they say, yo, look, this is you, this is you. And Alexander said, okay, you guys are like vassals, but however, you get to keep your customs. And that was the Mosai. So the Mosai is the one who set leaders up, dictate to them. You can even get Amos 4 and 13.
Aristotle?
Yeah, Aristotle taught Alexander,
Hebrew.
I believe Mathematicus and the other people. They were raised up with Alexander in school. Because Philip II of Macedon, we just talked about this earlier. Philip II of Macedon set Aristotle to teach Alexander and his different companions. Because the school they went to was like a school for the future elite of ancient Greece. He was taught in war, history. Instead of Alexander, Aristotle, and type of like Mathematicus and Ptolemy, you'll find it.
I got a precept. This is proof, more proof that the Most High controls a man's thoughts, his movements, and everything that takes place in this world. The Most High has his hand in it. If he didn't want it to happen, it's not going to happen. Trump not being whacked, the Most High didn't want him whacked out. The Most High got a purpose for him. This is Job 33, verse 15. In the dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep fell upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men and set up their secret, and set up their instructions.
Now, real quick, brother, do you get you know the concept of so-called free will?
Ain't no such thing as free
Thank
will.
you. There's no such thing as free will.
No.
The scriptures tell you in the book of Isaiah that he declared the end from the beginning.
Right.
And
From the beginning. Correct.
exactly,
Right.
meaning we're just walking predetermined steps. All right? We're just walking predetermined steps. It was predetermined last week that everything was supposed to play out like that. We're just waiting now to see where this will lead, because that was huge, man. The optics, everything about it. It was just. In fact, I'm gonna say this. This is why I believe it was planned for him to die that day. There's a huge whale. A whale in the stock market is a large investor. Friday, a huge investor shorted Donald Trump's stock, meaning we're going to bet a big amount of money this thing is going to fall. So somebody preemptively
Bought up his stock.
no. Bet that this thing is going to go down Friday. They were going to short Donald Trump's stock a lot of money, betting that it would go down because he was supposed to die.
Right.
Friday, literally, it happened the next day.
Right.
They bet the market is closed Saturday, but the opposite happened, and Trump's stock was up 50%.
I saw that.
Real fast.
Yeah, put it up.
Let's sit on the walk through the steps. Jeremiah 10:23. Oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps.
Exactly. Hey, matter of fact, too, there's a scripture that also said, King David said, you know my steps are far off. You bring that scripture out a lot. Meaning, the Most High know what we're going to do 10 weeks from now.
Right.
Or even if you're going to have a 10 minutes from now.
Right.
Whatever is meant to be, always happens.
Why? Because going back to Job chapter 33 verse 15, the Most High sent for your instructors while you sleep. While you snoring and slobbering on your pillow,
Right.
the Most High whispering in your ear, sealing your instructions. I'm going to read it again from the top. In a dream, in a vision of the night, I'm going to go to 14. For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Verse 35. In the dream, verse 15, in the dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon man, slumbering upon his bed and some upon his bed, then he opened the ears of men and set up their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. You may think you're going to go to the corner store to do this and do that. No, the Most High may have you do something else.
Right.
You may go start driving to Jersey.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Instead of going to that corner store to get what you're going to get.
Right.
So that's how it is, you know. So the Most High sent for man's instructions, man.
Right.
The Lord, the Most High sent for man's instructions to do what he's going to do.
So let me ask you something, right? So if you have a dream, right, and you know, like, say it was chaos. It's a lot of, this is my dream. I had a lot of chaos, right? And they coming to kill me, but I had wings. In my dream, I had wings, and I got away from the people. You know, they were trying to grab me and stuff. They couldn't catch me, right? So it was just here, a little window there, and there was Edomite on one side. We both looking at that window, and I had wings, and I shot through that window. He was trying to close that window so they could get me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that was just crazy.
Sometimes dreams,
Sometimes dreams are just random.
they're just random dreams. So something it don't mean nothing, but
That's actually in the Apocrypha too. Like the Apocrypha tells you, roughly paraphrasing, we often dream of what we ponder about at daytime.
yeah.
So if you fall asleep watching Game of Thrones, you might have a dream about Game of Thrones. See, like that, you know.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Now, Wednesday, I woke up early in the morning before I went to work. I had a dream. Now, you know, I woke up early in the morning. I woke up early. I had a dream. I was walking with my two sisters. Now, I'm very rarely communicating, be hanging out with my two sisters. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm walking with them, and we come out of a grocery store, and I just saw a big truck, like a military truck,
Right.
with a bunch of military personnel, soldiers in the back, and they got out,
Yeah.
and they started sitting off the parts of the city, you know, the parts of the
Right.
the area where they pulled up at. You know what I'm saying? Then, about 10 minutes later, I saw another military Humvee. We was looking like, what the hell?
Right.
And I was telling my sister in my dream, listen, whatever happens, follow behind me because I'm not going that direction. But she was trying to get me to go in this direction. Oh, let's wait to see what happened.
right.
I'm like, listen, what's the next military vehicle pulled up? I was like, oh, shit. So I was like, I'm out of here. She said, she was left like this, wait. And then when she saw that they was going house to house and was kicking people's doors in, now I'm running. She's running behind me. Wait. And I woke up. I woke up then. This morning I had another dream. In this dream, it was they was going house to house, and it's like I'm in the midst of it, but I'm not affected by it. I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing you got yellow buses, you got MTA buses, you got coach buses,
Right.
and they putting people in,
Right.
handcuffed. Some blindfold, some with fucking things on their head. They getting put in these trucks,
Right.
rubbing these buses, and I woke up.
So
What was that
about those dreams?
That's a prophetic dream. That's going to happen. Pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 15th and the 16th chapter. So like pursuant to Ezekiel, the 21st chapter, the 9th verse.
Well, you got Daniel 12:1, Jeremiah 38:7.
Exactly.
You got a dream about Jacob's struggle.
Exactly.
You can read that real quick.
This is Amos 4:13. It says, "For lo, he that formed the mountains."
He that formed the mountains. Now, mountains represents the Most High created actual mountains, yes, but it also represents a government, a coalition of
Right.
men in power,
Right.
They have something called a G Summit meeting.
Right.
The summit is the top of a mountain.
Right.
So the Most High puts together these different coalitions, these different meetings. Go ahead.
And created the winds.
And created the wind. Most High created the actual flow of wind, but in the Hebrew, that word there is rucha. Rucha is the Hebrew word for the word spirit. Most High created spirits, right?
And declare unto men what is his thought.
And declare unto men what is his thought. So, just like we're talking about, your steps, the things you ponder on, and that goes for every single individual human being on this planet Earth. The Most High declares it. Now you have individuals that say, there's no, even God's call himself Israelites. Yo, you think God made gay people? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Well,
if that's the case, that day and they lie. Yeah, legion time to their back.
You know, you ever seen he's like having them talk to each other, right? A ventriloquist, he's talking with the puppets, and as a part of the act, sometimes you have the puppet talk shit to him, but he's controlling it. But it's just all entertainment, right? So the Most High will create individuals to blaspheme him and talk shit against him, but it's still the Most High controlling him for that particular purpose.
Real quick, when you go into necromancy, people speaking, the dead speaking through people, those are demons speaking through people. When you look at you got the Red Bible, and you look at the
I was letting you know, so it might be in 2 parts.
precept, it says ventriloquist. That's deep, because you know what that is? That's the demon speaking through, the demon is using it, the demon is using this person as a ventriloquist and speaking through him.
Yeah, that was a 2 Kings.
The Witch of Endor.
No, not the Witch of Endor. That evil spirit that jumped on the prophet's alive.
Yeah.
Now check this out though. Those evil spirits jumped on the. Basically, there was a council, right? Somebody, let's get the account. What's the scripture story? You can finish it up.
Okay. It says,
2 Kings.
it says, yeah. Amos 4, like Amos 4:13, it says, and declare unto men what is his thought, that make the morning darkness and treadeth upon the high place of the earth. The Lord, the God of hosts, or Yahweh, the Most High of hosts, is his name.
Exactly. The Most High is in absolute control. Right. Now, some people again might say, how can you have a Satanist? How can you have somebody that's going against the Most High? Well, we're going to go on account the story of King Ahab. I believe it's all right. Kings 2.
That right there?
Yeah, I think it's first Kings 22 and 23.
And somebody hold the precept from Proverbs 6 where it says the Most High hate a lying lips.
Somebody can throw 1, 2. First Kings 22 and 20. How about First Kings 20?
All right.
First Kings 22 and 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him, on his right hand and on his left.
Now, the scriptures tell you do nothing without counsel. Now, look, the Most High doesn't need counsel. That's the Most High. But he's showing you, look, this is how I do things. He has a counsel on his right side and a counsel on his left. Right-handed angels and left-handed angels. That also cuts the notion that Satan is against the Lord. Satan is on the left, listening and following directions from the Most High.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
Now, like this brother just said, who's going to be the ventriloquist? Who's going to talk to this guy and manipulate him for my particular purpose that he may go to war?
Yep. And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
So they had different ideas of how to persuade him. Right?
And there came forth the Spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
Now stop right there. Stop right there. One of the council said, I will be a lying spirit, right? I'll be a lying spirit. Right. Now, read that real quick, Proverbs 6.
Proverbs, I got 12 and 22. Lying lips.
Wait, no. These things the Most High hates, the lying lips. These 6 things the Most High.
What happened was the Most High put the spirit on a demon. That was a demon that came forth to the Most High. Said, I'll persuade him. He said, well, what? He said, I'll be a lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets. He said, yeah, you're gonna persuade him again. You dare to do it. You're gonna persuade him too. That's a good idea. So the Most High put the spirit. The Lord put the demon went out. The Lord gave the demon to go ahead to go and be a lying spirit in the mouth of Ahab's prophets, because his wife, which was Jezebel, was a wicked ass woman that was worshiping idols and worshiping demons. You know? And she put in that, she had the whole Israel because she persuaded Ahab to do the same thing. Ahab was a wicked king. When they say Jezebel's spirit, Jezebel was not a whore. She would have got put to death. You know what? You know how she was a whore? She was committing whoredom spiritually. But she wasn't an actual physical whore, but she was married to the king. That's that Christian dogma that they put out there. Because Jezebel was not a whore, man. She wasn't no whore. She was married to the king Ahab. And she'd have been a whore, they would have put her to death, man. They would have burnt her with fire, man. That's what you do with a whore, you burn her with fire. But she was not, she was committing spiritual whoredom by worshiping different idols, worshiping demons, worshiping demons. She influenced Ahab, which was weak, following behind his women, to do the same thing. Right. So that's why the Most High put Ahab to death, that allowed dogs to kill Jezebel. One thing that was left was her feet and her hands.
Wow. Real quick, read that point again, on the council that was determined.
1 Kings 22:18. And the king of Israel said unto Joseph, verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Right.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall that Ramoth Gilead? He can go before.
Yeah.
They were going to fight them and lose. Those were
Right.
set up. And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
These are spirits, angels in the heaven, the left hand and the right hand, mind you.
And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade you. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit
Go ahead.
in the mouth of all his prophets.
Now he said, look, I'm going to go in and be a lying spirit. But hold on, let's read something. Go to Proverbs 6 real quick.
All right, this is Proverbs 6 and verse 6. Proverbs 6 and 16 and 17. These six things doth the Lord hate.
Right?
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look,
Most High hates a proud look.
a lying tongue,
A lying tongue. Wait a minute, so we had an angel in heaven doing something that the Most High said he clearly hates.
Right.
So what does that tell you? The shit that these people do that the Lord hates,
Right.
he had them angels sanction to do things the Most High hates.
That's right. That's
Get
right.
what I just
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22.
Go ahead.
Lying lips are abomination to the Lord.
Even things that are an abomination to the Most High. The Most High hates it. It's a fucking abomination. But what the world thinks is the Lord can't be allowing that. No, He is. The Most High is allowing both things to happen, things that He enjoys to see and things that pisses Him off.
Right.
But they that deal truly are his delight.
And they that deal truly are His delight. So the elites, for example, they were propped up by the Most High. The way that the planet Earth is being run in complete wickedness, and the people are mourning, Most High is behind it.
That's right.
There's was it Amos 3 and 6? You can get that one. You can also get
Isaiah 45.
no, sticking with the spirits part real quick. To back up that no, not Job.
Psalm 78.
No, it's second Ezra. No, it's Ecclesiasticus 16 and 27. Ecclesiasticus, yep, they don't disobey His word.
Sirach 16, verse 28. None of them hindereth another.
No, read up just
I'll start read up here.
Yeah, 27.
Verse 27. He garnishes works forever.
Right.
And in his hand are the chief of them.
Now the chief of them. You know what that's talking about, brother?
Say that again, the chief of them?
The chief, go ahead. The chief of the Most High's works, go ahead.
Yep. He garnishes works forever. And in his hand are the chief of them.
Right? In His power are the chief of them. That is talking about the angels.
Oh,
The angels are the chiefs of the Most High. Yep.
Are the chief of them unto all generations. They neither labor nor are weary.
Now they neither labor nor are weary. What does that mean? The angels do things telepathically. Okay? Like when you read in Genesis, let there be light, let there be waters and rivers and everything like that. That was all done via telepathically. Right?
Nor cease from their works.
Nor cease from their work, so they don't get tired and weary like men. Right?
None of them hindereth another, and they shall never disobey his word.
Exactly. None of them hinder one another, and they shall never disobey His word. So this war in heaven and Satan is against the Lord. That's all fucking Greek mythology.
Right.
All right?
Right.
That's what that is.
So it is.
The Heavenly Father in heaven controls both sides. All right? Satan is just another puppet of the Most High. We're all puppets of the Heavenly Father doing His exact will.
Why would
And that,
you quote that?
and that's a huge stumbling block in the world, man. Because you know what the Christian church will do? If something bad is happening to you,
Right.
they'll say, "Oh, Satan is Satan."
Right.
No, the Most High gives you prosperity and adversity. Go look back in the scripture and look at if you see a prophet blaming Satan. No, when evil comes, they go, "It's the Lord,"
Right.
because it
right,
is the Most
right.
High.
Right.
All right, He might use different angels, but at the end of the day, He's king.
Yeah, because the Most High, He can take all that power away and make them mortal. That's the Most High. He can take Kun and Yahushua. He can take all their power away. Can't nothing come up against the Most High.
Why? Because He's called the Most High.
Yeah.
He's the highest. He's the Most High. There's none higher than Him, and there's none equal.
That's why going back to that Trump thing, that shit right there, even people in the world are like, "Damn, Lord, like, holy shit." Like, they're like, "Yo, this," you know what? Trump used the word, the Almighty God. In that speech, he had like an hour, 20, 30-minute speech. He said that had to be the Almighty God.
That's what he said?
That's what he said in the speech, yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people are saying that.
And He's saying that to get a hold of the Bible Belt Christians.
Right, the RNC, the Republicans are typically conservative Christians. Again, if that was an organic event, it truly was the
That
Most
was
High.
in Pennsylvania, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Butler. I went to school
Now,
out
type in, let me just break down real quick. Because Psalms 103 and 20, quick precept. Bless the Lord, ye His angels that excel in strength, that do His commandments, hearkening unto the voice of His word.
Right. The angels delight in them. If the Most High say, "Yo, look, go down there and kill 160,000 people," they're not like, "Damn, but Lord, what about the women and the children?"
Right.
That's not how angels think.
Right.
They get extremely delighted
Right.
to do the work of the Heavenly Father.
They appease the wrath.
They appease the wrath of the Most High.
I got a precept real quick before you get that. This is Psalms chapter 78, verse 45. And it reads, it says, matter of fact,
You got people when somebody died. Why, God? Why?
I got it right here.
Because it was meant to happen.
This is Psalms 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the vengeance of His anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Evil angels
What
among
is that,
them.
man?
So you have angels. You know the word evil just means bad times. That's
Mean
it.
what?
You have-
Bad
evil,
times.
Eve is time, and ill means bad. Evil. That's when you break down the word. Yep, the word evil just means bad times. You have angels that come down to the planet Earth to create a bad fucking time. Now today, you mentioned it. His brother was on his way to camp in a particular area. A car flipped over and somebody got really messed up.
Wow.
That was the Most High.
It's kind of like put fear in me because I'm driving too, like, oh shit.
And what happens is a lot of times people get their emotions into things. Like that baby there was a 4-month-old baby that got swept up in a tornado.
Yeah.
That was the Lord behind it.
But his mother and father was kept safe.
But see, the thing is with that, is when like a little baby get killed in the afterlife, I mean the life before that could have been a bad person.
Right.
So then in this life, you understand?
That was
You
his
gotta-
Judgment.
Yeah, right, right.
That's exactly.
So what I'm afraid of with me is like, I'm trying to get on the right track, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out who I was back in that
Don't
time.
worry
do all
about
that.
that.
Ain't
Most
gonna
High
worry.
blocks you. There'll be no remembrance of former things. Don't worry about that. The Most High blocked that from you.
Really?
I don't know who I was in the previous life.
Get quick.
There'll be
James
no
4.
remembrance of former things, man. Just concentrate on what you did now.
No, I'm sorry. That's Ecclesiastes.
Praise to the
3 and
Lord.
12.
Humble yourself with praise to the Lord to forgive you for what you have done in your previous lives. We walked this earth for various occasions. Not that this is your first go around. That's your first rodeo. You see that your previous life. You gotta understand something. Under the sun is the place of judgment.
Right.
You go to the spirit world, you receive your judgment, you come back as a newborn baby, and you live out your judgment on earth.
Hold on real quick.
That's it.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
Right. So the Lord only wants, the Most High puts us in remembrance of things He wants us to remember. Right? Like our nationality. right? That's in the book of what? James 4, right? I'll put you therefore in remembrance. Not James 4, James 1 and 4. All right? The Most High, whatever the Most High wants us to remember, we're going to remember. That includes his name and our nationality. That's it. The Most High, bro, the world would be in complete chaos if you knew what happened last year. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
imagine you come back knowing who killed you. It would be like complete pandemonium, right?
Yep.
So the Most High has us remember what he needs us to remember. Okay?
Well, imagine you coming back and visit your grave. Like, damn.
That happened with the slaves, the people in down south. I told you about that.
The spirit of everything you see before you is in a constant cycle. But the only thing that changes is the flesh. Well, real quick, 2nd Ezra 5 and 42.
I guess real quick. Because
Okay.
I've invested on this. Pennsylvania is important in American history. Now this is newsmax.com, right? Pennsylvania history, 8 events that shaped the state. I'm just going to breeze through them. Philadelphia was in Pennsylvania, was the site where the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, and the U.S. Constitution was written in 1787, right? It says, the Liberty Bell, a symbol of freedom during the Revolutionary War, was whisked away from the Pennsylvania State House in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania, one of the original 13 colonies, adopted the first state law to abolish slavery in 1780. The Battle of Gettysburg, July 1883, turning point in the Civil War. Just a couple of things to show you that.
Yeah, I was seeing that on the news as well. That Pennsylvania is a very impactful state in terms of American history. So,
slavery go? Pennsylvania a swing state?
No, it's not. It's red.
It's a red state.
It's a red state. Pennsylvania is red.
Oh,
Yeah, Pennsylvania red state.
Slavery go you talking about? I mean, Pennsylvania itself?
No, he's saying because remember the assassination that took place in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
What?
So
Butler.
just that state alone, it's just what it symbolizes to that particular party. You know, all right. So you know who spoke at his RNC? Hulk Hogan, right?
Oh,
the Trumpomaniacs and the Trumpites.
Yeah.
Well, they interviewed him, and he said, "Look, I always stayed out of politics." He's been friends with Trump for a very long time because he was at WrestleMania 1 and 2.
Right, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They kept it at one of his
hotels,
Trump's towers or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Before the WrestleMania against Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he was super popular until he became president. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Hulk said, look, I'm always gonna stay on the sideline. But when they shot him, that's when he said, fuck it, I'm gonna go out there. So that fueled a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying? Again, that's just the Most High behind
All
it.
spirits coming down.
You gotta understand that Hulk Hogan is a greatly beloved personnel growing up in the 80s. You know about wrestling in the 80s? Hulk Hogan was he's
He's a real American.
He's a modern day John Cena. Everybody loves John Cena.
Right.
He's a modern day John Cena. Everybody loves John Cena. He's a modern day Rock. Everybody loves The Rock. Back in the 80s, everybody loved Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Hulk Hogan was the face. And they still love him. So that's why they put Hulk Hogan out there, man. Everything is all choreographed, and the Most High used them. Second Pt2 which you brought up the first brought up, came up.
He's getting a lot of support, man.
Hulk symbolized the New World Order.
Yeah, NWO.
He's for the NWO.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you right.
He's a real American. What is his theme song? I got it.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
The only thing I'm worried about, bro, is I'm Shema.
Right. What's going on?
I'm Shema, this is what I gotta do. That's it, bro. That should just be a mindset. I don't really need, but that's who I am. Whatever I did in the past, I don't know. All I know is I have this word and I gotta run with it. That's all I focus on.
So wait a minute. So when little babies get killed, right?
Yes.
All right. So it's not even baby, grown person get killed, head blown off. That's judgment from that time, right? But
It can be.
I don't know from this life or the
It
previous
can be
life.
judged from the previous life.
Right.
Or from
You
the current life.
have people.
When you die, when you go to spiritual realm,
Right.
when you're in the spiritual realm, the Lord tells you, He gives you a judgment, yo. However He says it, yo, being that you did this and did that, I'm gonna kill you this way. But when I bring you back, I'm gonna have you live in these conditions, and I'm gonna kill you this way. But removes that remembrance when He puts your spirit, when you're a newborn, or when you're in your mom's womb, and your mom's. So He puts that spirit in, but He takes the remembrance out.
Or he could do this. Or he could he cast judgment upon you. The guy, I'm not going to kill you.
Right.
But I'm going to put you in a jacked up. I'm going to put your spirit in a jacked up body.
Well, not
now
even.
you serve poison.
Well, not even that though. But you could have a wicked individual and nothing happens to him his entire life.
Right.
And the judgment comes in next.
Yeah.
So
Okay, fuel for the fire.
you could come back for fuel for the fire. Exactly.
Wow.
So. Just because, like, I say that because you have members of the elites that they just die in their sleep and they're like, damn, they live like 100 years and didn't do shit. And the most out, Ecclesiastes 8:11.
I got you right here. I got you right here.
Who was reading that? You was reading. You read 1 and 11.
You want me to read it again?
No. So get 2 Ezra 5:42, and then we go to Ecclesiastes 8:11.
Yeah.
See, but when a lot of people got shot, listen, a lot of people took that juice, right? Yeah. And they died.
That was the judgment.
Huh?
That was the judgment.
Oh, they take that shot?
That's a nudge run, yep.
Yo,
They
what
died,
it
they
is.
sleep.
That applies to our family members,
Right.
friends, random people. It is what it is.
Right.
a brother had said this in the show, and I was like, it hit me. When the missiles hit, the most I could have time slow down for you. You ever when you work out, right, and you hit a PR and it's like, holy fuck, it felt like that wait was on you for like 20 seconds, bro. And you watch the video, you're like, shit, that was not that long. But that stress made time in your little orbit just take a lot longer. So the Most High can torment them in the flames, you know? The body, like, the Most High has different ways to jack people up. And the missiles, it could look instantaneous, but the Most High can really fuck you up in that second.
All right. Ecclesiastes 1 and 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
And that's just to create order, right?
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
Right, so you're not going to perfectly remember what you did in this life. We don't know what the Most High had back then. We didn't know what the Most High had particularly planned for us in the next life. You even had John the Baptist. The Lord said, look, you're Elijah. And he's like,
He didn't remember. He
oh,
didn't.
man.
Yep.
He
You
denied
know,
it.
he didn't.
The Lord said that?
The Lord
Yeah.
told him, like,
told you Elijah.
Yahweh said, John the Baptist has come. I mean, Elijah has come, and he's this John the Baptist, and the world didn't know it. And they looked at John like, yo, you Elijah? He said, no, I'm not. He didn't know.
Wow.
But you got to understand, we see the flesh,
Right.
but your spirit is the same spirit. Like, if you have a particular spirit, let's say it glows green, no matter what body it is, it's going to glow the same exact way. Yahweh Shai had the power to see spirits. And that's how come we don't get wrapped up in the flesh, because Yahweh Shai is not coming back to deliver flesh. Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver spirits.
That's right.
That's a huge stumbling block for people, because they only look at the surface level.
No, because our bodies is filthy.
The body is just, the word body means, goes back to the word bodeg, which is a house. And the Israelite spirit will dwell in different houses. It might look like a dark-skinned black man, or it might look like another nation. All right? We do our best to try to discern it, but at the end of the day, the angels are going to do the ones that sift it. So we just trying to make sure that we have right spirits with the Most High. That we're part of His elect. Now, real quick, I don't want to go too far from my point. You ready? That was it? Real quick, no, I want this brother to get that. You're going to bring out this.
2 Ezra 5:42?
Yes.
All right, this book of 2 Ezra chapter 5 and verse 42.
Yep.
It reads, and he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
Now read it again and read it slow.
2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring.
Stop right there. The Most High's judgment is likened onto a ring, a perfect circle. Now he jumps straight to the point in Ecclesiastes 1 and 11, but when you read it, it's telling you the same thing. How everything travels in a complete cycle. Everything you see, you know how they say history repeats itself?
Right.
Why do they say that? It's because the same spirits come back doing the same shit. Okay? President, Caesars was Caesars, they come back, now they're presidents. Gladiators come back as athletes. People come back in their lots. Prophets, spirit of in their lot. The spirit of a prophet is subject to a prophet. We always come back in our lot. And that judgment is a continual cycle. That spirit goes spirit world, back down here, back to the spirit world, and that's everything you see around us, not just us.
The elect is going to be in
They lot.
they lot.
The elect has been around since the world was formed.
Right. I'm just saying in their lot. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to be in their lot.
If you're a member of the elect, you're a member of the elect.
You wouldn't know until it happens.
No, we don't know, man.
know.
We
To be
don't,
delivered.
that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. That's what Peter said. I'm trying to make my code an election sure. We don't know.
Right.
Okay? That's how come you don't also want to get wrapped up into who I am, because if you find out you was somebody, you're gonna get like big headed.
Yeah.
So what keeps us humble
up.
is we don't know. We just stay hopeful.
To add what brother was saying previously, because in John the 1st chapter, they had sent Levites and priests unto John, and they said to him, was he Elias? And he was like, nah. But remember, after he had died, remember they asked the Lord, was he Elijah? Remember that? They asked the Lord, was he Elijah? And he was John the Baptist. Because he asked people, who do they say that I am?
Oh, right.
Because he has got to be back to the same brother did. They said to the Lord, those are to the people, who do they say that I am? And they would say, I believe it was to the disciples. He says, some say you are Elias or one of the prophets.
He said Jeremiah.
And then he went in Jeremiah. Then he went on to say, Elias come already, and they didn't receive him.
Wait a minute.
That's also the gospel.
Because I remember after that he asked Peter, well, who do you believe I am?
Right.
But there is an account.
You got it? That's gonna be sure.
Yeah.
It's so many different accounts. You got it out?
Is Matthew 11 what verse?
I think by 14.
Oh yeah, you're right. This is Matthew chapter 11 and verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets in the Lord prophesy until John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was to come. He that had ears to hear, let him hear.
Let's see who he's speaking to. He's speaking to the multitudes concerning John. So he didn't say this. Nothing but 7.
Matthew chapter 11 verse 7.
That's the big concept.
And as they, Matthew chapter 11 verse 7. And as they departed, Yahushua began to say unto the multitudes concerning John.
So he's speaking to the multitudes concerning John.
What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind?
That's something? No.
Or what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in the king's houses. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet, yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there had not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven.
He's obviously excluding himself. That's why he said among them that are born of women.
Reading John 1?
Yeah. No, I got John 1 too. I got John 1.
You're right, I missed it.
But he was on point. He just got the accounting mixed up. That's all it is. Now, obviously, the Lord is born physically of a woman through a man's seed, but he's the son of the Heavenly Father, the Holy Spirit. So when he says among them that are born of woman, he's excluding his own self, saying that John the Baptist is greater than any man that was born, any man born of a natural birth other than my own self. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
He that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. Why? Because John had disciples that was under him, right? Because remember, John was the greatest of all prophets. So the Lord said, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than thee. He's saying that, yeah, John the Baptist over the disciples, but guess what? In the kingdom, that gonna be greater than him. So he that is least in the kingdom is greater than he. Because John the Baptist is over the disciples, but in the kingdom, gonna be greater than him. Why? Because their names got a 12, I think they have 12 thrones, 12 tribes. Okay? As he mentioned in them, those who have followed him in the regeneration.
And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force.
Romans.
For all the prophets and the Lord prophesy until John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was to come.
This is Elias, which was to come. And even if you go back and you read in Isaiah, and speak about preparing the way and all of that, it says gather up the stones. It's not going to verbatim. It's somewhere in the 40s. It's giving you a reference to John the Baptist who was supposed to pave the way. Now let me give you an example, right? If it's snow on the ground, there's snow outside, there's snow and it's ice. You can slip on the ice, right? You walk in the snow, you gotta walk a little bit slow, you can't walk as fast as you want to. But guess what you gotta do? You gotta go outside with that shovel. You gotta pave it. You gotta make the path easier for those who's gonna come after you.
Right.
So what John the Baptist did, when he prepared the way of the Lord, he removed all of the stones from the path. Get out the way, move. Shoveled everything out the way, so that those who believe in the Lord will believe on him easier. So when John the Baptist came on the scene, he was baptizing the children of Israel in the river of Jordan, physically baptizing them in the water, which that water represented them, the Spirit represented them being cleansed through the Word. And them confessing their sins, why? To prepare the way of the Lord, so that when Yahweh came on the scene, they'll believe that he is the one sent to deliver the children of Israel from their sins. Because they were just being baptized in the river of Jordan and confessing their sins. Now, the transfer was that much easier. It was easy for them to receive the Lord. No? Yeah, so the brother was right. They didn't need, John the Baptist didn't even know. Because when you go to the book of John, the first chapter, 121, somebody get that real fast? Super fast? I think it's John 21.
John 1 verse 21.
I think it's 21. Yeah.
And they asked him, what then? Art thou Elias? And he said, I am not.
Start up a verse.
John 1 and 19.
Okay.
And this is the record of John
You got it, right?
when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, who art thou? And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not Mashiach, or the anointed.
Yeah, so he said, I'm not Yahweh, I'm not the anointed. Right?
And they asked him, what then? Art thou Elias?
All right,
And
so he said, so if you're not the anointed, are you Elijah? Because they read Malachi back then. They understood the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So they back then we understand the concept of reincarnation. All right, back incarnate in the flesh. Carnation, back in the flesh. All right.
Yep. He said, I am not.
He said, I am not. But we read in was that Matthew that the Lord said he was Elijah coming back. But was he lying? He did not know. He did not know. And that's a huge lie. You think like, damn, you Elijah.
Right.
And the Most High still kept that from him. But Yahweh Shah was able to see it. Yahweh Shah saw everything. Man. Right?
Art thou that prophet? He answered, no.
He said, no, I'm not Elijah. But he was. He was that man, like the brother said, he pretty much rolled out the red carpet for the Lord, for the prophets, and paved the way. You know what I'm saying?
He said, then said they unto him, who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. What sayest thou of thyself? You say you are.
Yeah. What he said.
He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Isaiah.
So, you see that?
That's tough.
You see that right there? He's quoting a scripture that's talking about himself, but he don't even understand it. Read it again.
That's funny. That's
Said,
heavy. That's heavy.
Then said they
He said, I'm not Elijah. I'm this person. Go ahead.
Then said they unto him, who art thou, that we may give an answer unto them who sent us. What sayest thou of thyself? He said, I am the voice of one that's crying in the wilderness.
That's him.
Make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Isaiah.
Isaiah was speaking about Elijah and him, but he didn't understand it. So back then, the Lord didn't. Get Revelation 5. Back then, the thing wasn't to have the understanding per se on the scriptures. Back then we were orators and writers. Revelation 5 and 11, I believe. I think it's 5 and 11.
That'd be him.
No. Revelation 5. Yahweh Shah introduces you. So there's a lot of things that the prophets, they were great men, but there's just a lot of things they didn't understand at that time.
You're on a higher level than them.
Right.
Yep.
Now we came back, the prophets have come back with the understanding. As you notice, we're not writing books or orating this. The modern day version of orating things is These are the modern day epistles that we're doing now, the videos. Right? But right now, the lot the Most High got us in is understanding what we wrote and did back then.
Revelation chapter 11, chapter 5, verse 1. And I saw it in the and I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and without, on the backside, sealed and with 7 seals.
Right, so that's talking about the scriptures. Sealed with 7 seals. You know? Go ahead.
And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, saying, with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and loose the seals thereof?
All right, now loosing the seals means to open up the understanding. All right? Go ahead.
It says, and no man in heaven nor in the earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereupon.
Right, because that wasn't the appointed time, and it's given to one spirit to do that. I'm gonna read it. Go ahead.
And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals
Now,
thereof.
who's that lion in the root of King David? The Yahushua. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's talking about Yahushua. All right, when we read Matthew, the 1st chapter, it goes into his genealogy. He's a direct descendant of King David. Root just means seed. All right, he's a family, he's a lineage of King David. Yahushua was the one who let loose the seals, gave us the understanding of these breakdowns. All right, now we can interpret things that the apostles, for a prime example, John the Revelator, he's speaking right now. A lot of things he mentions in the book of Revelation, didn't understand it. He just saw it, originated it, and have it written down.
So let me ask you something.
Of course, brother.
So now, John the Revelator, was Elijah at one time?
No,
Elijah was John.
Elijah was John, yes. John the Baptist.
All right. So who was Yahushua before?
King
Was
Solomon.
Yahushua, was he, I forgot.
Adam?
Huh?
Adam?
Was it Adam?
He's Adam.
Was it Adam?
He's Adam. It's Isaac. It's King Solomon. Yeah, get Matthew 1.
Matthew 1, verse 1. The book of the generations of Yahushua, the son of David.
The son of David. Who was the son of David? King Solomon. Go ahead.
King Solomon, that's what I'm talking about. Right. So that's why, that's why he had to suffer for our sins and stuff like that. Because he sinned at one time when he came into Yahushua, he never sinned no more.
There you go. He sinned in his past life, yes.
Right, in his past life he sinned. That's why the Most High, am I right or am I wrong? I don't know.
Well, he had to pay for the sins that he did in his past life as
That's
well.
what I'm saying, right.
Because, you know, King Solomon went way off. He did, you know, spiritual fornication. He got into witchcraft.
Right.
And there's no account of him being severely jacked up.
Right.
But he came back.
He
He paid those dues.
So that's what I'm saying, like, in our lot. You understand what I'm saying? In our lot. And back then, and we come back this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping I don't get
I'm gonna go right to the point real quick. I got you real quick. Use the word lot, right?
Yeah.
Psalm 16 and wait 1 second. Oh man.
Yeah, so he was a king as King Solomon. He came back as a king of righteousness.
That's what I'm talking
Yahushua.
about.
Psalm 16 and 5. This is David. It says, "The Lord is is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot." There you go.
Right.
So King David, he's a prime example of an individual that he sinned greatly, but he's still the king.
Right.
He's still the king.
Right.
He came back as the king. He will always be the king.
Right.
Now, just because David did what he did, which was adultery, that don't mean we have the license to do that shit.
No.
Like, I give this
Definitely
example,
not.
right? If I'm driving, I run a red light, the cop pull me over, we go back and forth, look, I'm gonna let you off. Do I just go and run the red light right in front of him?
No.
I don't do that, because he just showed me a little mercy.
Right,
That's how
right,
the Most High gives his mercy to his elect. Scriptures tell you who can lay charge against the Most High's elect. You know what I'm saying? So,
Everybody,
David, go ahead.
everybody come back in their lot. King David came back. King David was who he was.
Right.
King David was Peter, Zerubbabel. You know what I mean? You got who else? Moses, Jacob. So he always was in his lives a righteous being,
Right.
in high position of power in the eyes of the Most High.
Right.
So certain brothers like that, they're always going to come back and significantly have a major impact in Israel, right? So, yeah, the spirit of a prophet is subject to a prophet. But all right, let's talk about Lot, right? We standing on squares right now, right? Let's say one brother, you got one square to stand on. Okay, another brother, I'm gonna give you two. Another brother, I'm gonna give you three. Another brother, I'm gonna give you a whole block, right? That will always be your lot. So King David was given to you a particular lot. He's not gonna come back and just be some guy we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to undermine the importance of any part of the camp, but for example, King David is not just gonna come and he just holds camp and he just holds camp signs. No, he's gonna come back as somebody that's gonna be majorly impacted. Nothing wrong with holding camp signs. We just want to be a part of the elect. But I'm just saying, when King David walks the earth, he's gonna play a pivotal part. He has played a pivotal part in the truth, like he always does.
All members of the body is important, but
Exactly.
you gotta have the top, you gotta have the head.
Yeah.
Cheers,
You know what I
right.
mean? You
Not
gotta
the
have
head.
some.
Yeah, you gotta have
so
arm.
we understand it's not a thing of emotion or whatever. You got different rank. It's a ranking system.
We just want to be a part of that body. That's it. I don't give a fuck if I'm the fingernail. Get me in there. No, that's my
I just
mindset.
hit that lottery number, that number. This will be a part of that number. That's
Right.
it. Lord will.
That's it, brother.
Yeah,
He's trying to be a part of the Lord's elect. You know what I'm saying?
That governing body.
Right. Right.
Rule with Yahweh Shah. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we don't want to outshine. We just
Have
want to
them,
shine.
have them put crowns on our heads. See, it tell you that in Second Ezra. Second chapter, he gonna put crowns on that Ezra saw Yahweh, a taller man in stature, Yahweh Shah putting crowns on the men's head that stood stiffly for his name. That called upon his name and stood stiffly.
I can run it a little
stand
bit.
stiffly, don't call
run a
upon
little
Jesus
bit, I'm
Christ,
good,
which is
I'm
a
good.
made up name,
Right.
which is Serapis Christus, which didn't even exist. Jesus Christ is a made up name. You go back, you gotta go back to Serapis or Jesus Christus. People called on the false God, man. Oh, Jesus Christ is a white man. So I don't worship no white man. I don't worship Jesus Christ. I don't know no fucking Jesus.
Right.
No.
What about you got you said brother me and him would go back and forth. And I told him, I said he has only one name. He gonna tell me he got more than one
He
name.
have one name or many titles, brother.
One name and many
His
titles.
name is, his father's name is Yahweh, which
Right.
means he is to be.
Right.
And his son's name is Yahweh Shah, which is he, deliverer.
Yeah, let's bring out a point real quick, because remember I told you, brother, how some brothers might get this little square right here. Another brother might get the entire block, right? Lot situation. But if you look at the scriptures, the books are the same. We have the book of Isaiah, got 66 chapters. You got the book of Obadiah, which is one chapter,
yep.
but it's packed with prophecy, right?
Right.
Go ahead, read that real quick.
Isaiah 34:17. He have cast a lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by lot.
Exactly. Each prophet, even Esau has something called, he says, major prophets and minor prophets. When he says major prophets, he's talking about those brothers that got the big chunk of the Bible, right? Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, 50 chapters, right? But guess what? Even the smaller chapters,
They all major prophets.
they all
Yeah.
major. That's a good point, brother.
No, that's a
They're
good
all
point.
major
Yeah,
prophets
yeah.
because all of them have major prophecies. But the point being is, right? Right. The point being is, the book of Obadiah, you weren't set up to do 66 books. No. I'm gonna give you one chapter. It's gonna be a pivotal chapter. Any book, any. Sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, major. You got it.
Yes, because what he got in Obadiah, Isaiah ain't getting, in Isaiah, and vice versa. Right. So Most High gave everybody appointed a certain amount to certain prophets. When you read Isaiah, it don't speak about all the stuff that's in Obadiah. So you got to go to the book of Obadiah to get that. What's in Malachi, we're going to find in the book of Nahum. You know?
Hey man, Habakkuk. I'm gonna go through scriptures in the second chapter. We bring it out all the time, but that book is what, 4 chapters, right?
Yep.
So,
2 chapters.
Yeah.
Zephaniah, 3 chapters. But it's profound and prophecy.
So it's just like that. If the Most High said, look, I want this brother to do that, it doesn't matter if your lot is to, for example, be a camp leader, or to you bringing us scripture. It's all about it, you know? And whatever your lot is, you're always gonna be that. We just want to be of the Lord's elect. That's right. We have that's it. We just want to be of the Lord's elect, man. That's it, man.
I don't care like you said, I don't care from the people or fingernail. You're part of that body.
Right. And once you call that body, that's the elect, that's you get beamed up, correct?
Yeah, locked in.
Well, even if
and you won't taste death.
no, but hold on,
Some are
you
gonna
do
die.
have members of the elect that's gonna taste death.
Yeah, some are gonna die.
Revelations 2 and 10. Finish that real quick.
Yep. Isaiah
Get 1 Thessalonians 4:19.
Isaiah 34 and 17. And he has cast a lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation, so they dwell therein.
Exactly. So that what does that mean? If you have the Lord's elect, nobody can take that from you.
Right.
You're the Most High's elect, and that's going to be preserved from generation to generation. There's a scripture in the book of 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter, that tells us we come in this world with nothing and we leave with nothing.
Right.
That's talking about things of the material.
Right.
But this truth, the spiritual, that always follows you. The scriptures tell you in the book of Revelation that works do follow you. So once a member of the elect, once a prophet, once a teacher, one that's going to endure to the end, you're always going to do that.
Right.
Now you mentioned the elect won't die, but you know what, brother? Some brothers will perish.
Yep.
You got it? Revelation 2 and 10?
The elect not to taste the second death.
Not that
I
one.
said the elect not going to taste the second death.
Exactly.
Which is
Right.
nuclear destruction.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's water, brother.
But the guillotines,
Yeah, somebody.
guillotines is not, you can die regular, but that missile you ain't gonna taste.
oh, okay.
The missiles is that second death. The
Oh.
first death was what?
First death of
What was
what?
the first death, brother?
First death, I don't know, tell me.
Flood.
Oh yeah, the flood with
The
Noah,
first death
right.
was the flood, where
Right.
the Lord pretty much baptized the world with water.
Right, I remember
But
that.
now this time the Lord is gonna baptize the world with
Right,
fire.
right.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Right.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried.
Right, so some brothers are gonna get locked up.
Right.
Ye shall have tribulation 10
10
days.
Now 10 days just means a period of time. You might be locked up for a week, 2 weeks. We don't know,
Right. Exactly.
right? Right?
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Be thou faithful unto death. Now remember how we talked about what's that? Revelation 20. Those are the headed for the. But
It's Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded.
headed, guillotine, chopped off. All right. They might just shoot you in the head. We don't know. They're gonna try us, bro. They're
Yep.
gonna try us. They're gonna hold what you hold dear to you, and see if you're gonna capitulate.
Break.
Like the woman with the 7 sons.
That's what was in my mind, brother.
right.
That was, you know, that woman with the seven sons that was killed in front of her.
Right.
That was a hard thing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, brother. I always do that scripture, but it hit more when I had my own kid. And I'm like, yo, that shit is not easy.
Right.
But if the Lord is with you, you're gonna have the spiritual strength to say, you
Right.
know what, the Most High is gonna bring me back.
Right.
She said that. Yeah, I don't know how you was formed in my belly, but do not, succumb to, in other words, she said, do not, take the riches of this, be safe for this lifetime, say, in this season, so it's die for, so I can have you back in the kingdom.
Right,
She
right.
knew about reincarnation.
The
Right.
Most High does that to test your faith. He'll put stuff you hold dear to you and see, do you really put that above you? He did that with Isaac and Abraham. He told Abraham to go sacrifice his son. And Abraham said, I'm gonna do it. He ain't tell him.
Right.
But Abraham always had faith that the Most High was gonna bring him back some way or somehow, because he told his messenger, both of us are gonna come back. And the apostle Paul even mentioned that in his writings, that Abraham had faith that he was going to get his son back, Isaac, which he did. As soon as he was about to do it, he got stopped by an angel. But the Most High would do that, like, Job lost his family.
Right.
And got him back.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
that woman, during the time of the Maccabees, with her 7 sons, she had all kind of integrity, man. Because the modern day woman, see that shit happen, she breaking down.
Right.
But that woman had integrity. And then the most I had a special spirit on that woman to see that, to endure it, to take it, and just praise it and keep faith in the Lord. And told our youngest son that was the last one. And Andrew was like, listen, I'll make you my friend and give you gifts and such a woman with providence. She was, don't take that shit.
And it shows you how far our people has fell, because I believe they died overnight eating pork or something like that. Yeah. Right, for pork. Now our people, hey, let me get the chopped cheese and the bacon. Our people right now are the complete opposite. A nigga will kill you if you don't put bacon on the shit. But back then,
I'm saying, in these Arab stores, they said it ain't pork. But it's really pork?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, but I know this right here. It was a video with this black woman eating a fucking a pig's head, chewing on his nose.
Yo, bro.
And all that. I'm like, yo, that's an abomination.
There's a video of a nigga barbecuing an alligator and wrapping it in bacon. So our people are far more. But back then,
Damn, dog.
that's real. That's
No, but
crazy.
you got some Israelite brothers that have the Passover and got pork on the table.
They're not.
Yeah, they going
You
on.
know what I'm talking about? Big
They gonna
face.
die.
What's his name? Popeye, something like that?
Yeah.
Bubblage is teaching.
No, that's not Bubblage. That's
Bubblage?
no, that's Wally the Walrus. That's I call him. You know
Oh,
who
you
Wally
talking
the
about
Walrus
that
is,
dude that
right?
called himself King David, that old nigga?
That's
Yeah.
him.
You know who Wally the Walrus is? Wally the Walrus. Remember Woody Woodpecker, the cartoon?
Yeah.
Wally the Walrus always is chasing Woody Woodpecker, which is the unclean bird to eat him.
Right.
Always cooking out. Wally the Walrus. That's that dude, man. Wally the Walrus. You know Wally the Walrus. Woody Woodpecker,
I
right?
used to watch that shit.
Yo, look, man, if you eating pork and calling yourself an Israelite, you're gonna die because you should know better.
Right.
You have men that died.
I couldn't believe
Go
it.
back to scripture.
Right. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shah and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shah
Brother, I'm
1,000
pretty sure
years.
you know what the mark of the beast is, right?
Yeah, the mark of the beast is that Quasma.
The RFID microchip.
The Quasma, correct?
The what?
Quasma.
Karagma.
What you say in the Greek, but we talking about that RFID microchip.
Yeah, the chip you put it right hand in your forehead.
Exactly. Right? Now, the scriptures mention those that are faithful unto death.
Right.
Just like lots, everything is given out of portion. You have certain brothers have different amounts of faith, right? Certain brothers, they might need a chariot to swear their mind, or they might see. A lot of brothers are going to come in when they see spiritual power. Certain brothers, their faith is so strong, they don't got to see none of that.
Right.
And certain brothers are so faithful that nothing can face them. You can kill me, whatever. There's different amounts of faith amongst them.
Right.
But the Most High is not going to put brothers in situations they can't handle.
Right.
So those brothers, whether that be our lot here or whatever, those men that's going to stand still are going to have that faith. So no matter what you put in front of them, they're going to be willing to die for this thing. All right?
Yes, sir.
But guess what though? If you die, again, not the second death, not the missiles. If you die in Yahweh Shah, there's still a reward for you. Shema, you got that?
Read that today.
Also, if you notice, when the brother read Revelations 20, it didn't say right or left hand. It just said hand. Or any part of your body.
You were saying that. But you must have the RFID.
Yeah.
Because earlier when we were speaking on that, I was saying you look at it, you know, right hand or forehead, right?
Right.
Now, it can actually be in your right hand or in your forehead. Now, here's the thing, or your hand, but the word hand means arm. Now, when you look it up, it'll say arm. You look up the Greek. But if you think about it, the arm represents strength. So when you go to the book of Jeremiah, when it says, "Cursed be the man that touches a man and maketh flesh his arm," that means you're making man your strength. So it might not even have to be in your hand. It could be somebody who got the chip because they're making Esau their strength. They're making Esau's kingdom their strength. They're trusting the Esau society, so they're getting that chip. So guess what? Yeah, if you got it in your ass cheek, you still got the mark. If you got it in your left ankle, you still got the mark. Right?
I'm sorry. It was an article years ago that women that get breast augmentation, they put an RFID microchip inside the implant to keep track on it. So and that's like over 400,000 women a year gets breast augmentation. So
Damn.
it's been out, bro. And I did a lesson on that.
Hold on,
maybe
you saying
2015.
the women that get that
The breast augmentation?
implants?
Certain implants, they put
gotta
a
put a chip in there?
because they didn't want to burst the fucking
Wow.
So they keep a microchip to
monitor to see if they got cancer.
Exactly.
Yep.
A lot of these women are already walking around with it.
Well, see, when they start doing they make people go in the war to fight. All the women, they're gonna have to have a chip. When you go in the war, when you get suited up, they're gonna make you put that chip on.
No, they out of here. They done.
Man, I haven't read an article about it, but truthfully speaking, as a man, I believe they already started that.
No, they did start it. They did start it. Oh, definitely. Brothers gave lessons on that.
I believe these so-called billionaires, I'm not talking about the elites, the ones they appoint like the Buffetts and them, I believe they already chipped. Because they didn't know about when things collapse.
Right.
So they already know, I believe they already got, what's the name? Zuckerbergs and what's the name? Elon Musk, I believe they all chipped already.
Yeah.
Those-
But one of them
those
was going to court behind the jab. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about? One of them going to court for the jab. Elon Musk?
I got something real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a Google from smarttechfoundation.org, RFID guns. And the user's unique RFID gun, only the authorized user can fire the weapon.
Right.
A radio chip responsible for gun access is
Where did they
placed.
show you that? James Bond. James Bond and James Bond, the third one with Daniel Craig, he had a gun that only fired when he used it. Now, in that one, he had something called Smart Blood. And Smart Blood, all right, so the first James Bond with Daniel Craig, they put a regular chip in him. By that movie with the handgun, they got to something called Smart Blood, which they put the chip in you and nanites fuse with your blood.
A radio chip
You know something, Tupac? The technology that we see a lot of times in TV, they already have it.
I haven't been out of that.
There's a jet. I believe it was in 1963 called the U.S. Blackbird, and it was able to deploy drones. And drones didn't become available to the public to the late 2010s. So they issue out shit to the regular people decades after they already have it. Yes, old technology. These phones we use it, old shit, man.
Yeah, like remember, get smart.
He's kind of too young for that, man. That's in the 60s. He's kind of too young.
They did a remake. They did a remake with Steve Carell.
No, they had it with his shoe. You know, and we didn't have back then. We didn't have no phones, no cell phones, and none of that.
Right.
So they get smart. So they, in other words, they tell on this.
Yeah. They have pictures of people using phones and shit. They're like, oh, see, somebody time travel. That motherfucker, that could be a CIA agent back then using technology they just didn't have yet.
Back in the 40s, they said that technology was available, such as these phones. Like in the 30s and the 40s, the elites and all the higher ups had technology that they released to the public to make money off of. This is old technology.
Bro, I had a guy back. So we're gonna go right back to the last thing I'm gonna say. I had a guy when I was working at a particular location. He came in and he told me, he was like disposing some of the stuff that they had. He said, "You see that Iron Man movie you have? Where people are touching shit like that?" He said, "We got that. That whole haptic, hologram shit. You touching it?
Right.
They already using that shit." Bro.
They show you on Die Hard the first one where they had the touchscreen monitors. Where you touchscreen with a computer. When she was putting
Well, touchscreen, honestly, that shit is played out.
Yeah.
Really, the next thing they're using is doing shit with your mind.
Okay.
Like you're looking at the screen and moving shit with your eyes.
When you look at you look at right hand in the Greek, like on some Bible Hub, it says it means the right hand or side. So it can mean your right hand, it can mean your right side, like your arm, your shoulder. If you look at the blue letter, it says right hand. But if you go deeper to the meaning, it'll say right hand or right side. And back to what I was saying before, when you think of it, that's not one to get this for sure. When you think of it, you know, the right hand is like the right hand or side is the right side of your body. When you think about it, you know, your right hand, your arm, your hand represents power, strength. So it can represent somebody that got the mark who made each sort of their strength. You make it so you're showing you're basically pledging allegiance, so to speak, to Esau's. Even pledging allegiance was right here.
Yep.
Basically pledging allegiance to Esau's kingdom. So you might get the chip in your left butt cheek.
Yeah.
But that's still, figuratively speaking, your right hand, because hand represents strength. You make it for your strength. You got that chip.
Or dominant part of your body. You might not be able to put the person might not be able to get the chip somewhere right here because he got in an accident. He might still got his arm, but they can't fuck with that arm. Or they can't put it in his leg right there. You know what I mean? Because he's known to have poor circulation or something like that.
Most of the world is right-handed.
Yeah.
And also, forehead, you can literally get a chip in your forehead,
Yeah.
but that's your mind. That is your mind. It represents somebody whose mind is on Esau's kingdom and Esau's society, Esau's kingdom. So no matter when you get the chips, you got the chip. You can get a chip in your nose like a nose ring, your left nostril. But that mean you gonna make it now all of a sudden? Well, I got it, but it's my left nostril. You gonna find a way around it. But you got the chip.
You can't say I just took it out, so I should make it. Before we speak,
Yeah, they're just an RFID gun. It said,
what's the scripture? What's the audience?
We're going to the fourth chapter.
Oh, I got it. I'm sorry. Nah, I was waiting for you, brother. I gotta go back.
Oh, you're right.
The reason I'm bringing that out is because we talked about dying,
Got it.
right? Yeah, certain brothers are going to perish, right? But the point is, we don't want to perish in the second death, which is thermonuclear destruction. All right? But if you do perish in this life, all right, and you're
All right,
elect,
this is 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
right? So the Lord is going to come from the heavens on a glorious chariot, what the world called UFOs. UFO is an inaccurate term amongst us because UFO means unidentified flying object. Though it's identified in the Bible as the chariots of Israel. That's how the Lord is coming back. Go ahead.
With the voice of the archangel and with the trump of the Most High.
Now, again, these movies, don't just watch them for entertainment. Watch War of the Worlds. When those chariots came, when those UFOs came, you heard a right? Bro, when I had a dream about the chariots, it was doing the same thing. There was always this big sound, right? To alert the people. Go ahead.
And the dead in Yahweh shall rise first.
The dead in Yahweh shall rise first.
Right.
So the brothers that perish on this side, it's like they're gonna wake up on the chariot, ready to come back to whoop ass.
It's gonna prove it. Then, next verse. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
Right, so you might see a brother perish, all right? You beamed up on the chair, hey, I'm coming waiting on you, brother. You know what I mean? Because
I was watching you the whole
because
time.
guess what? We both done made it.
Right.
He just got, world ain't gonna understand it, but he kind of got lucky.
Yep.
We're going to be in the chat. We're going to be scared. We're going to be happy that we up there, but we're going to be scared too.
Now them church niggas, they might think it's a bounty cloud. That's corny.
What?
They might think it's a bounty cloud. I'm trying to be funny, you know, bounty cloud.
Mahoney like the soap. Mahoney like the
bounty.
thing.
Nah, they might think it's an actual cloud. Like, that's corny, right? That's corny.
they was afraid.
It's not actual clouds of
Yeah,
paper.
it's not, yeah.
You gotta understand, when they were writing these things, they're not gonna put I saw a UFO or they're gonna write what was common to them at the time. Right. Some brothers might say it looked like a flying roll, just like in the 50s. They said a flying saucer. Because saucer is something you used to eat off. It looked like a flying dinner plate, they would say, right?
You can identify to your knowledge, to the words you normally use.
Right.
Or the things that you normally see that you use.
A cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. That was a chariot, you know?
You got cars back then, it was horse chariots carried.
Yeah.
It was an actual pillar of fire. Only thing about it was at night it was lights circling it, so it looked like it was bright like a
It
fire.
looked like light in the sky, man.
If we went back,
That's my word.
if you went back
I
in
seen
time,
two of them.
if you went back in time, if you was back in time during that time, right? The word airplane didn't exist back then. So what would you call those? What would you call those spaceships back then in the air? Cloud, star,
Chariot.
a world.
A whirlwind.
And if it's huge, you'll call it a mountain. And if it's real huge, you'll call it a mountain.
And think about it like this too. Back in that time, they didn't
Right
have
out.
anything that was aviating in the air.
Well, the slaves used to always sing a song, swing low, sweet chariot, come bring me home. And the chariots they talk about, those clouds.
Take me over the River Jordan.
That's right.
Yeah, so that back then we was talking about, we knew about it. Our people knew about the chariots of the Lord, which is
Right.
called
They knew
UFO.
back in slavery. Right.
Yeah, of course. All right, brother.
All right. All right.
Say one more thing. Now, do you know why the Most High got chariots?
For war.
Because why? He's a man of war.
That's wrong.
He's a man of war. Well, why would the Most High need
53.
chariots? Man got chariots, but the Most High is a man of war, so he has the ultimate chariot.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, see, the chariots of the Heavenly Father, they're not like our carnal chariots. It's not, we're gonna get on the chariots. I'm working on my chariot tonight.
You fix my chariot?
Shit, my chariot.
Oh, shit.
So that whole shit in the 1950s and that chariot, that's bullshit. The chariot don't fucking break down.
You don't gotta refuel.
I gotta refuel my chariot.
Right.
That's bullshit. The chariots are spiritual vehicles. In fact, when you read the book of Ezekiel, it tells you we move that with our mind. Whatever way that the angel looked,
That's where it go.
it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's tough.
You ever see Dark Side? He's just like this, and the fucking ship is just, that's us, bro. We're not gonna be, you got the, so this is Emmanuel, this is there, and that's Esau's shit.
Because Esau, he don't think of this on his own. He used a thing called a reference. If you're an artist, you might use that reference. I might reference your hand if I'm drawing a character, so it could be perfect.
Right.
They use a reference, and what's their reference? The scriptures.
Exactly, and that's why if you look at the technology, it's moving towards more and more to be like the Most High. They're trying to have cars that you don't drive. They're trying to have cars that you turn on with your mind.
Right. Oh.
Because think about it, you can turn on a car right now from anywhere in the world with your phone. The chip, they want to have the same capability.
Yeah.
What you got?
They got cars now that you don't need a driver. They
Right.
drive automatic. Park by itself. Now they got to drive park by itself and stuff like that.
Yep.
I got that shit for you again.
And get on 1 Thessalonians 4, because all this technology that we see before.
Or the Most High.
No, not that 1 Thessalonians 4.
All this technology.
No, go up to the go to 1 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, the 4th verse. Talks about he's trying to be like the Most High.
I'm about to see that.
Well, look him up.
Try 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4.
The last 15 minutes. So the thing is
Real quick, and I'm gonna go right back to that. Proving the point that this man is trying to be like the Most High. Alright, so it's 1 Thessalonians 2 and 4.
Oh, here you go.
Okay.
Thessalonians 2 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High.
Now this is why we say that the so-called white man is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Because everything we read in these scriptures, for guidance on the right, this man wants us turning left. Alright? We just spoke about it earlier, don't eat pork.
Right.
He made that the #1 meat.
Right.
I mean, technically it's not the #1 meat, I'm just speaking.
He made a delicacy.
He made lobster a fucking delicacy. Shrimp's a delicacy. When you take a bitch out, I want to go to bankrupt. Well, that shit went bankrupt. That was the spirit. I want seafood. I want oysters.
Yeah.
To them, that's like, I'm eating booze and shit. I got an oyster.
right.
Really, you eating fucking cockroaches to see.
Yeah.
But the so-called white man has manipulated.
Right.
That's why the scripture says, the ways of the wicked. The righteous is excellent, but the
Right is more excellent than his name, but the ways of the wicked is exclusive.
Yeah, so Jacob, by nature, we're righteous people, but we get influenced to do wickedness. All right, now you look at our women; they shaking their ass, twerking contests.
Yeah.
The men are a bunch of faggots and gangbangers.
Wow. Yeah.
Who's done that?
Esau.
Go ahead, brother.
Who opposeth and exalteth, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Now this scripture is twofold. The so-called white man has covered his, he painted the images, all right, of holy angels, the Most High, the prophets, to look like himself, to look like so-called white people.
Right.
All right, but that's common to every nation. Look, when let's say you buy a house, right, and the previous owner lived there. You're not gonna keep up their fucking pictures and all the shit they had in their house. You take all that shit out and you come over, right? Every nation does that. But if you look at it, the so-called white man was one of the only nations that said, you know what, I'm gonna take these people specifically, Lord, Yahweh, and I'm gonna make them like me. The so-called Chinese ain't do that. The East Indians ain't do that. It's fucking devil.
What's that scripture, bro?
Job 9:24.
Break it down.
Yeah, you can
Self-explanatory.
get it. No, you can get it. You can get it.
It also goes back to the during the time of the Greeks when they took to paint them and likened to the image of the Israelites. Remember?
Yeah. Go ahead, get Job 9:24.
It's Job chapter 9, verse 24, and it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Now, as the brother was just talking about, hand also represents power. Okay, so the power of the planet Earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? So-called white man. Go ahead.
It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Now, who are the judges? The Most High is the ultimate judge, and you have Yahweh Shai, you have the angels, and you have the Lord's people. He covered the face. What does it mean? Exactly. He also, what were we calling ourselves when we were Israelites?
Gentile.
Right. I'm a Jamaican. I'm a Puerto Rican. The scriptures talk about a covering caste. So he's saying, look, you're not the Israelite. You're a fucking Jamaican. You're a Negro.
Right.
I'm the Israelite.
Right.
If you watch a movie of the ancient world, the fucking so-called white man will be the Israelites and the Egyptians.
He's everybody.
He's but Esau. He's everybody but fucking Esau.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a picture to prove that.
It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, so if he doesn't fit the description, who else does? All right, you remember in the Wild Wild West, right? Somebody was abandoned and shit, right? And he robbed the bank. They'll actually have somebody sketch. Well, you know, he got a scar on here, and you know, he had a little bit of gray hair, and a little, right? Describing him, and you draw him, right? And he fits a particular description. This book, the Bible, describes to us who the devil is. So when we tell people the so-called white man is the devil, well, how you know that?
Right.
Read the scriptures. The scriptures is telling you this is his characteristics. He's gonna do that. He's gonna do this. It only fits this fucking devil.
But see, what really mind blows me right now is that pork chop preacher don't want to tell the truth, don't want to let us know who our enemy is, don't want to know who we are. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
You gotta think about it like this too. People in the world typically operate off incentives. If the pork chop preacher was to start telling the truth, one, he can't fuck that dude's wife no more. The tithe plate can't get passed around 10 times throughout. It doesn't benefit him.
Yeah, 501c3.
The 501c3, we can't. In fact, really gathering in a building, the Most High, we don't want to do shit like that. Because this man can roll at any moment. So basically, this truth, for a lot of people, cut off their bag. That's it. Because think about it like this too. You come up here, brother, there's no woman. There's no children, there's no none of that.
Some people go there for the woman.
People go there for the woman. You got guys, and I remember this, where they were showing their Passover, and I peeped it through the spirit. They had 3 women pass by in their Passover. They had a dark-skinned one, a little rat bone, and then an Ephraimite. Meaning, they showing brothers different varieties of women that pull up. They're not saying that outrightly, but if you're watching that shit as a man, you're like, damn, it's bad. And you're gonna go there for the wrong reasons.
Early 2000 in East New York, Liberty and Bradford. You remember that church on Liberty and Bradford?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, but the brothers did, I think it was, some brothers, Nathaniel and them. Yeah, it was Nathaniel and them on the corner where that store's at. And they was, you know, prophesying and stuff like that. Talking about, oh, the white man's the
No, I was talking about this church.
I know the church right there on, I live on Bradford, between the Bonnie River there. So I know that church right there on the corner. That corner, I forgot the name of that pastor, but he's a famous,
Hezekiah or something?
yeah, I think that's him.
Yo, you know what too though? I'm gonna say this. They have their lot as well. You know,
Don't they know the truth? I mean,
some of them do and say, fuck it, I'm gonna teach lies, some of them don't.
Really?
But that's their lot. You do have the Most High gonna set up, just like how you have the Lord set up prophets, the Lord also sets up false prophets, and that's always gonna be their lot. So that wicked ass, lying ass nigga, he's gonna be that same dude that Jeremiah prophesied against. That's their lot, you know?
and it's crazy because I went to one of the churches My nephew told me don't be going in those churches. I wanted to go to one of those churches, and I seen them going like this to an old lady, and I said, "Yo, what y'all doing?" I said, "Yo, this ain't right." I said, "The women are not supposed to prophesy." You know what she tells me? And these are all the churches I was passed through. They said, "Well, there's no man in there. What should we do?"
Look, bro,
Unbelievable.
my grandmother's a pastor.
Yeah.
And she know I'm in this thing. I don't even go back and forth with them because I understand it's a big waste of time. If you going into a church and try to convert them, it's a big fucking waste of
So it's
time.
not really I'm trying to convert it, just letting them know what's going on.
You wasting your time
It's
burning the
a waste
bridge,
of
bro.
time, man.
Time wasted is time lost forever. It just,
And you burning the bridge, man.
yeah, that's true.
Burning the bridge
You
by
burning
going
the bridge.
inside.
Well,
Because you
like,
got people that's going to look at you different after that.
yeah.
I don't care.
No, but I'm saying,
They hate me anyway.
no, but hear me out though, bro.
They don't hate me, they hate your house.
Hear me out though. It doesn't behoove you to unnecessarily burn bridges because certain people in the world, you can use them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we know now, again, from experience, let's say, for example, you got a brother coming in, he live with his parents.
Right.
Mom, take down that tree. You don't want to do that shit no more. They celebrating Christmas. Let them do that shit on their own. That's what I mean. We don't burn bridges. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
You only
And-
do it in your home, in your household. Now, don't put that shit up in my crib.
Exactly. If you have dominion over your own household,
Yeah.
you make those type of decrees.
Right.
But if it's from if it doesn't make sense, if it's gonna hinder you,
Yeah.
it don't even. You know what I'm saying? Just be cool, bro.
In other words, if you go to a cookout and your family got pork on the grill, yo, that's unlawful to be eaten. Don't do that.
Right, right.
Don't even eat, man. That's,
Yeah, I'm good.
good. Don't even eat because now the whole foot is defiled and they got pork on it. Let's don't eat, bro. Let's don't eat. That's it.
Who's reading about it though? We understand. You come in the truth. You're very, very zealous. But then you learn to experience that. Damn, I kind of did some dumb shit.
Bro, this bridge,
I burned this bridge, that bridge, for what? You know, a lot of times we come in, yo, fuck it, I'm deleting everybody on my phone, these niggas, and like, yo, hold on, that's a bit hasty, just chill, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, it says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves."
Now, if you look at a sheep doesn't have sharp teeth, it doesn't have horns, there's not a predator sheep, like a bigger sheep to lead them. They're docile and defenseless. And not only that, they're in the midst of wolves. So you don't got shit to protect you. However, go ahead.
It says, "Be therefore wise as serpents."
Use your wits. Use your wits. You know? I'm out here condemning a so-called white man, but my boss is a so-called white man. I'm not gonna pull up, interview, fringes on like some niggas teach. Yeah, I'm here for the job. You know what I'm saying? You don't do shit like that. You gotta use wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Superman, right? When Superman is Superman, he's Superman. When he's Clark Kent, he's Clark Kent. You don't see him fucking pull up to the Daily Planet with a suit and tie with the red boots on. He goes full Cognito Superman.
Because when your boss asks you, what is those fringes?
Right.
So what, are you going to lie now? You can't lie. You got the law. Well, what are you going to do then?
Well, I remember we had a brother. We were doing some business in the world.
He was gonna talk about it.
Well, for this moment, it makes sense. And when I pulled up to the dude that we were doing business with, he had a shirt with fringes on it. It had his tribe on the front with a super Israelite like that. The back said Israelite, and we just like, damn. Now going back to the Superman analogy, right? Clark Kent don't pull up the fucking Batman with a full suit on to have a conversation with him. Because everybody's gonna be like, yo, how the fuck you know Batman? You know what I'm saying? So to not raise that awareness and do all that shit, just be incognito, bro.
Like the Power Rangers.
You said what?
Like the Power Rangers.
Power, exactly,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to be able to calm your spirit and you speak to a person and just listen to their conversation. But I still be skeptical of telling you who I am or what I'm into when I'm listening to their conversation. They can be a conspiracy theorist, but still believe it to the society. Still in their church, you know what I'm saying? Still believing in that shit. That's a conspiracy theorist. That's what they're talking about. Alex Jones, they talk about this, they talk about that, talk about the Illuminati. I listen to what they say. I'm not going to be like, oh, you over this, you know who you are, you this one. I don't say nothing. I listen to me. A lot of niggas in my job be doing that shit.
In fact, sometimes it's better, bro, to even just nod your head and agree with them. Even when they talking some bullshit. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Because what's the point? You're gonna go back and forth, waste 2 hours of your life, and y'all gonna leave the same way? Go ahead, brother.
It says, I don't think they want. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
Wise as serpents. Use subtlety, man.
Right.
We're not out here to bear arms and take Esau down like that. Nah, man. Be law-abiding citizen. Pay your taxes. Don't say no dumb shit on camera. And let Yahweh Shai come back and fulfill Zephaniah 3 and 8. That's it. The scriptures tell you, if possible, be at peace with all men. There's two scriptures, right? There's one scripture that says, do I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth, right? And there's another scripture that says, instead of being an enemy, instead of being a friend, be not an enemy. So put those two scriptures together. If you tell somebody the truth, more than likely they're gonna be your fucking enemy.
Right. They have rule over your spirit.
So therefore, instead of being buddy-buddy with them and really getting on their head, just nod your head and don't push the truth on them. Saying?
No, I'm sorry. That's why the scriptures say in Matthew 13 and 11, while speaking down to them in parables, and the Lord goes on to say, it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Right. So you out here trying to wake everybody up, you just causing hell on yourself. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to turn on you. Right. And when the time of persecution comes, they're going to find you. They're going to tell on you. They're going to call the cops on you. Nobody knows what the fuck I do, man. Nobody, you know how much times at work, everybody's talking about the Bible, this, Bible, that, I just put my headphones in my head.
Bro, I had two guys, I'm training these guys on the job. These two guys, they were teaching me I'm an Israelite. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you see?
I'm like, yo, that makes sense, you know?
Wow.
Wisdom. Yeah, bro. In fact, you know what them told me? He was like, man, I didn't know y'all. Yo, I was actually scared to say this, but I was scared about my job. And I was just like, man, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gotta.
Yo, listen, I gave my supervisor, I gave him brother from South Carolina, I gave him brothers from Virginia, and I'm telling him that he's an Israelite. Like, yo,
shit, man.
yeah, right.
He can turn the
Well,
kitchen.
you know, yeah, he could, you know what I'm saying? We'll find another job anyway. So, you know, I know I ain't supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't supposed to.
You know what it is?
But he was like, yo, man, you right, man. Yo, send me some more and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I pray that works in your best interest, brother.
But leave that alone, in other words.
But you know what it is? Sometimes he could just be saying word too, and not really caring. You get me?
Oh.
Like he could be like, yeah, yo, because he just don't want to hear more you speaking.
Right.
That's just like when a Muslim dude come up to me or some dude, I'm like, I just nod my head because I don't, you know. So you don't know the sincerity, really.
But in my mind, I'm saying, I wish you would shut the fuck up.
But,
I'm saying.
Yeah, it's true. But this truth, it's almost like a new toy. Like when you get your P5, yo, come over play, you want to show everybody.
Yeah.
But after a while, it's just like, you understand, like, damn, not everybody's in the video games.
Say it was in my mouth, sweet as honey. This is a sweet thing to know. And I'm like, it's like, man, that's great. Like, you want to tell everybody.
Right.
You want everybody to know the
Sometimes you get mad when they don't get it.
Yeah, he's like, damn,
Is it me?
Right.
But as you move on and grow in this thing, you start talking about it less and less, man, to people, man. Because you see the truth in people. You see these people, they ain't going to get it. The Lord sanctioned 2/3 for a reason. You got to remember that. You can't wake them up. If the Lord don't want them to woke up, matter of fact, real quick,
Isaiah 69?
yeah, Isaiah 69, real quick, man. Get that real quick, Uncle Bashar. You actually have the Lord send an angel now to stop these people from hearing and understanding, getting the word, you know? And you got another angel that came down and give the understanding to the ones that are wise. Read that real quick, bro.
Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9, and it says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
Right, people could hear the words that we're speaking, but they can't understand it. Go ahead.
And see you indeed, but perceive not.
Right, they could see us out here on the highways and byways, but they can't fathom what is going on because the Lord stopped them from hearing that. So you think you're more mighty than the Most High to wake these people up? Your arms are too short to box with God, man.
I got two stories I want to tell.
You gotta go, brother. Yeah, and with that, say shalom.
Shalom.